Years ago, Hawaii was seen as a paradise of white sand beaches and palm trees. Travel agents marketed it as the ideal honeymoon spot, and Hollywood framed it as a carefree tropical dream. But beneath that gleaming picture lay a chilling truth. A dangerous, unpredictable force of nature slept beneath the surface. And not long ago, one of America's most hazardous volcanoes began to erupt. Why ignore the threat? Simple. The tourism industry brings tens of billions of dollars each year. Officials preferred not to stress the danger, and scientists received only scant funding to study volcanic activity. Yet nature does not heed such cautions. This year, Kilauea reminded the world of its power with unprecedented force. On August 23rd, it had already logged 31 eruptions since December of the prior year. Lava fountains rose over 100 feet, and molten rock moved at speeds surpassing a fast runner. The U.S. Geological Survey raised the aviation color code from yellow to red, the highest alert, meaning ash plumes and gases could reach several kilometers and threaten aircraft. This is only the beginning. Experts admit they cannot predict how the current activity will end. The volcano behaves unpredictably. Magma continues to rise along the same conduit since December, creating the conditions for even stronger eruptions. Each new phase adds to a larger eruption that could last months or years. Yet Kilauea is not alone. It is part of a vast volcanic system comprising 5 giant volcanoes that shape the island of Hawaii. And now, not only Kilauea is awakening. Mauna Loa, the largest volcano by volume, also shows signs after 40 years of quiet. Residents say the ground trembles beneath their feet. In the past week, more than 150 earthquakes were recorded. Some quakes reached magnitudes between 6 and 9. Authorities have evacuated thousands, but many refuse to leave their homes, not grasping the force they confront. What is happening could surpass all previous eruptions. Perhaps the most frightening part is that this may be only the opening chapter in humanity's misjudgment of one of the planet's most dangerous forces. What Kilauea is doing is terrifying not only for its size or the violence of its eruptions. The volcano operates by laws utterly unlike those governing most volcanoes on Earth. While classic volcanoes such as Vesuvius or Mount St. Helens erupt with a thunderous roar and ash plumes towering tens of kilometers, Kilauea behaves differently. It advances slowly, inexorably, feeding streams of molten rock that can wipe out everything in their path. The secret lies in its magma. Hawaiian lava is lower in silica, making it far more fluid than the viscous magma of explosive volcanoes. This creates a deceptive calm. No explosions, no ash plumes to the stratosphere, just rivers of fire at temperatures around 1200 degrees Celsius. Yet this apparent harmlessness hides a deadly trap, for lava flows can travel tens of kilometers, burning forests, destroying homes, and forging new land where the sea meets the shore. When lava meets seawater, a toxic steam cloud forms which locals call laze, containing hydrochloric acid and glass particles that can severely damage lungs. For a long time, scientists believed they understood the mechanism, assuming a stationary hotspot fed rising magma as the Pacific plate drifted at about 7.5 centimeters per year. That is why the Hawaiian island chain runs in one direction, and each island, in its turn, lay above this hotspot. But recent studies have overturned this view of Kilauea's underground plumbing. Using machine learning techniques, geologists analyzed data from more than 112,000 minor earthquakes in recent years. They uncovered a complex stack of pancake-shaped magma chambers, arranged one above another as deep as 40 kilometers, the largest measuring 6 by 7 kilometers and only 300 meters thick. Magma moves between these chambers, building pressure that eventually drives molten rock to the surface. This helps explain why eruptions can be hard to predict. Magma can accumulate for months or years in the depths before bursting through a network of cracks. Unlike plate-boundary volcanoes, Hawaiian volcanism draws magma from a nearly inexhaustible source, with the hot spot acting as a giant pump. Eruptions here can persist for decades. Kilauea has erupted continuously for 35 years, from 1888 to 2018, simply because its fuel never runs dry. The current stretch of 31 eruptions in 9 months shows the system is operating at full throttle. 2018 marked a turning point in the history of Kilauea, when what began as routine activity escalated into a planet-spanning catastrophe that scientists still study today. On May the 3rd, hot magma breached through a residential complex, with homes perched on a powder keg. First cracks appeared in the asphalt, and within hours tongues of flame and streams of molten lava erupted. The eruption lasted more than 100 days, and for those who watched lava devour their world daily, it felt like eternity. New fissures appeared daily until there were 24 in all. Some vents threw lava as high as 90 meters, painting apocalyptic landscapes that seemed from another world. The destruction numbers are staggering. 700 homes erased, more than 2,000 people displaced, and lava flows wrecking entire districts. The speed of the disaster matched its scale. Lava moved up to 15 meters per hour across flat ground and up to 30 meters on slopes, forcing people to flee on foot, abandoning cars and belongings. The 2018 eruption drastically reshaped the island as lava entering the ocean formed a colossal steam plume visible from space, photographed by astronauts aboard the International Space Station. Contact between molten rock at 1200 degrees and seawater sparked blasts that hurled lava bombs up to the size of a car as far as 100 meters. The economic toll exceeded $800 million, with the tourism industry absorbing billions more. The eruption ended as abruptly as it began. The lava lake in the main crater sank hundreds of meters, and earthquakes subsided as if the mountain had slept. Yet this was only a deceptive calm. The volcano did not die but prepared for a new cycle of activity that began in December 2024 and continues today. Today, scientists confront a stark reality. Kilauea's behavior has fundamentally changed, resisting conventional models. Since December 2024, the volcano has displayed a new pattern: short but intensely powerful eruptions, one after another with unnerving regularity. 31 eruptions in 9 months stand as a record that unsettles volcanologists worldwide, for never in modern history had Kilauea shown such frequency. Each new eruption lasts from several hours to several days, yet its intensity now far exceeds earlier eruptions. Ken Hahn, the lead scientist at the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory, notes magma rising from a deeper chamber at 5 cubic yards per second, several times faster than before. Yet the strangest development occurs beneath the surface, in the ocean depths. Axial seamount off the Oregon coast, at a depth of 1,500 meters, also shows signs of activity. The submarine volcano inflates and deflates, sending seismic signals that point to a possible eruption by year's end. Geologists are amassing evidence that the global volcanic system is far more interconnected than once believed. The Tehachian fire ring may operate as a geomechanical network, with one volcano's vigor nudging others. Alaska's outlook is sobering as the U.S. Geological Survey raises the alert to advisory, signaling possible eruption in coming weeks. Nearby, Great Sitkin has been slowly spewing lava for years, building a persistent lava dome at its summit, while Iliamna, long considered dormant, shows seismic activity. Experts have intensified monitoring across the Tahitian region as the sense of a regional awakening grows. Meteorologist Jonathan Bellis tries to calm the public, noting that one eruption does not automatically trigger another, and that many volcanoes erupt daily without attracting attention. But many scientists are no longer sharing that optimism, as new threats mount and the regional risk could escalate into a larger crisis. On the 16th of July, 2025, an earthquake of magnitude 7.3 struck off Alaska's southern coast, triggering tsunami warnings and evacuations. Geologists now describe the Pacific Plate as a single interconnected system, with magma chambers linking Kilauea and Mauna Loa, so that eruption at one vent could provoke others, and Mauna Loa, the largest active volcano on Earth, can erupt lava in volumes tens of times greater than Kilauea. Mauna Loa's last eruption occurred in 1984 and endured for 22 days, sending lava flows to the outskirts of Hilo. If this giant should awaken today, with Kilauea already active, the consequences could be catastrophic. Two simultaneously erupting volcanoes could alter the climate of the entire Pacific region. Yet the danger might emerge from an unlikely nation. On June 20th, 2025, a particularly powerful solar flare struck Lagovai, and within days Kilauea's activity surged suddenly, a coincidence that many scientists now view as more than luck. Meanwhile, life in Hawaii has become paced by the threat of disaster. Residents have learned to live with the sense that the ground beneath could move at any moment. Many keep water and food in their cars, and evacuation plans are discussed alongside weather forecasts. The tourism industry tries to present volcanic activity as a unique attraction, but authorities continually tighten safety measures. In 2018, fines for approaching an active volcano could reach $5,000. The problem extends beyond selfie-seeking visitors. Locals often refuse to evacuate, either doubting the danger or unwilling to abandon their homes. Those who lost everything in 2018 still live in temporary shelters with little means to secure housing. Perhaps the most frightening prospect is that today's activity at Kilauea may be only a beginning. Geological history shows that periods of intense Hawaiian volcanism can endure for decades, and if Kilauea were to join Mauna Loa, the islands could become uninhabitable for many years. While politicians argue over zoning and hazard zones, and scientists strive for more accurate forecasts, Kilauea continues its unrest, and no one knows when it will end, or even if it will.